All right, y'all, we are recording. We were catching up a little bit, trying to figure out areas where we're all living. Turns out that Anita and Jessica are not actually that far away from each other. And I'm closer to Heidi now that I've moved to Florida, which is crazy. We had talked about maybe meeting up next week and then summit. Anyways, y'all, we're going to get this going.
Oh, can I have some lemonade?
No, I don't have any lemonade. You guys, go. Braylon, will you get another shot?
Got any grapes?
That would be smart. The show's still on. The show doesn't end. All right, y'all. We're going to get to it. So today I want to just cover a couple things so that we make the most use of this time. One of the things that I'm going to cover is a best practice, which is plugging into webinars. Another thing that we're going to cover is just going over a power hour, just like a really short and condensed power hour. I know Jessica and Heidi, which Heidi, I didn't even realize you're on that last power hour until Haley tagged me in one, but I know that the three of us just got off of one that Melissa Hudgens was hosting. So I posted those links into, I'm going to turn this on silent, into the group, the Coach Launch group, so that we can continue to use those, use your resources that you have, because that's really honestly one of the easiest ways when you are trying to figure out how to work your business is just following along with other people to work their business. That's just a really easy way to learn it and to just kind of hold yourself accountable. But the other thing I really want to talk about before I go into power hours, which is our main focus of this week, is to get, I'm gonna get a kid's snack. They were so awesome this whole last hour.
Well, that's why, because they've been awesome and patient, and now it's just their time.
It is their time. I'm gonna do popcorn for you girls, okay? All right. Oh my gosh. So we'll talk power hours. How about one of y'all describe a power hour really quickly for anybody that maybe hasn't done power hours? Can one of y'all just hop in there while I get these kids, while I get these babies situated?
Yeah, I can share.
Go ahead, Jessica.
So I personally love power hours. When I was first starting with my business, I was so unorganized. I'm like, what do I do? Squirrel brain, check this message. Oh my gosh, I'm scrolling a post or I'm doing this. And I had no rhyme or reason. And before I knew it, there was an hour that would go by. I'm too busy. I don't have time. But I would spend an hour doing things that would never move my business forward. It was, not productive things. So think of a power hour, or I even like to call them power pockets. For those of you guys that are like, I don't have an hour, you don't have to have an hour. I know plenty of people that do these in power pockets a couple times a day or one time a day, depending on your goals with your business. And so it's really just a structured guidance, whether you're using a timer. Okay, I'm going to focus on new connections. Here's a 10-minute timer. Our Success Club tracker is amazing. It's basically a guided power hour for you on paper, but yes, you do still need to set a timer because again, it's so easy to get squirrel brained. What I love about these 15-star ones is not only are you guided in kind of their structure, but they're giving you these other tips and pointers, and never ever copy verbiage word for word, but sometimes hearing their verbiage will get your brain thinking in a different way and you can add your own spin on it. So I love them because they really just get you doing the steps that you need to be doing to move your business forward versus, and I hate to say the word wasting an hour, but you can be way more productive in like a P25 power pocket than you will just randomly doing stuff. So it's structured, and if you do it consistently, just like your workouts, you guys, if you only show up one day a week, your results are going to differ if you show up 6-7 days a week. So I love power pockets or power hours. They're just structured to really get you to take action on the things that you need to do to move your business forward.
Yeah, perfect. And in this group, if you just scroll down, you'll see it's a yellow photo right now. I just updated it with the new ones, with the new link and new password. Sorry, Heidi, what were you going to say?
Yeah, well, I know when I first started off as a coach, I felt like such a failure because I thought that every single thing had to be done only in 1 hour. And when you're first starting out, there's no way that it's like, okay, send an invite to 20 people, add 20 people. And you're like, what? How do I even do that? And then the timer's going off and you're like, okay, I sucked because I literally thought that you only had 1 hour and it's not. So that's why I totally love, like Jessica said, power pockets of like is focusing on one thing and being like, okay, I'm gonna allow myself X amount of time for invites. And then, so throughout the day, splitting that list up works a whole lot better.
And Summer Tucker does, if there's any newer coaches or if you're feeling like you're in a funk one day, Summer Tucker's power hours are amazing. She spends the first half an hour actually doing more of a mindset focus, pump you up, see where you're at, revisit your why, get you all fired up. And then she is the one that explains, I think she calls it a P25. It's the power of two. To me, like, she just makes it seem so easy and doable. And especially for you newer coaches, when you're learning this routine, do not compare yourself to somebody that's been doing this for a long time. That's like, I do 100 invites a day. I will tell you, not everybody does 100 invites a day.
I still could never do 100 invites a day. Like, who are you talking
No.
to?
Yeah.
Start with the power of two.
That means you're like expanding your network by like 300 people a day.
Yes.
Right.
And you can do that if that feels right to you. That's the whole thing too about inviting. I love that you mentioned Summers. So Summers does hers are Lauren Duke, and they're both really great. They do Tuesday mornings. Those ones are going to be a really good one for that mindset that just feel better about yourself and what you're doing. But beyond that, when you just truly pop into a quick little power something every single day, you will find success. Like if you just do a little bit of something every single day, and especially if you start to do it guided. But yeah, that whole Summer and her mindset stuff is really great. And I've been on Lauren's as well, like because they swap every week. So if you see that yellow image, you see whose name is leading it, and you see what topic they're doing, whether it's inviting, vital behaviors, networking, or taking action from personal development. Those are all in there, and different coaches will run those. But I feel like there was something else I was going to share, and I apologize. I forgot. If it comes to my brain, I will share. But basically, just doing a little bit of something, and whether that means you have 30 minutes, because I know Heidi and I were the same way. We thought we had to do it in that short amount of time. But then also, like, if you only have 30 minutes, that's great. Like, that's fine. Don't worry about sending out a whole bunch of invites. When you're first starting, especially, it's really about, okay, who do I know? What am I loving? First of all, what am I loving about my workout, my fitness, my nutrition, the team, the community, the mindset, whatever it is, what am I loving? Who else would love to do this with me? Like what friends or family members would I want to invite? And just so you know, family members are always the hardest, almost always the hardest. Sometimes you have like those really good like siblings or parents that just do anything with you. And then sometimes you don't. So don't beat yourself up, because I beat myself up a lot when I first started, and I was like, dude, none of my friends and family, like none of my friends wanted to join either, guys. I wasn't one of those that started off and had like a bunch of girlfriends that were eager to do this with me. And part of it was probably because my energy around it wasn't right. My energy around it was more like, okay, well, this is my job now. Because I started off very differently. I started off as a coach, not because I was like wanting the products to change my life. I was like, I just want a job that I like. And so if I had started off probably with a customer change, like I had felt that change, I think I would have been able to help more people in the beginning. So if you have those feelings and have that change, that's the energy. And that's where I'm at now. And that's why I'm able to help a lot more people. Cause I'm just like, no, like it's really honestly, like the nutrition plan simplified my life. Like it simplified eating for me. Shakeology saves me from coffee, from all sorts of sweets that I like crave all the time. And the workout plans just are fun for me. Like I love that I get personal development within my workout every day too, because my trainers just talk good stuff into my ears all the time. So whatever it is that's exciting for you, that's the energy you need to follow. And your people will come as long as you consistently show up. I was on a call last night, a webinar last night, and it was by Doug and Tammy Fitzgerald. They're some of the Team Beachbody Coach founding coaches, and they had said, you know, you just really have to be in this for the long haul. They've seen it so many times. They've been with the company. The Beachbody's almost 14 years, so they've been with Beachbody for almost 14 years. And they've seen so many people who've had really great success and then fall off. And that happens a lot. And not just our business journeys, but in your fitness journeys, you're going to see that with people where it's like, you were doing so well, you were doing so awesome. So it's really helping people get that full, like, this is just a consistent action. I couldn't so I'm a server now, a couple days a week. I couldn't show up to my serving job and then not do my side work at the end of work and still have my job. I couldn't just show up and take orders and then not clean and fold silverware and do all the back end work. My boss would fire me. So you can't just show up to your workout and expect to be paid as a team Beachbody coach and not put in the effort of doing the invite and the follow-ups. You have to do those steps or you don't have a business. You can't, it's not just a workout and drinking a shake and just praying that somebody sees your post and that they join in. It's truly that consistent action of inviting, following up, inviting, following up. And if that bores the crap out of you, then make it fun by starting off with some really good music and telling yourself you're just going to do it for 15 minutes. Or if it bores the crap out of you and it's not for you, then it's not for you. And don't be afraid to tell your coach that. And don't be afraid to tell yourself that. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. And maybe you just need to like have fun and crush the workouts and be an awesome referral source for your coach. So don't worry about where you're at in your journey and judge yourself based on others if you haven't put in the effort, if you haven't put in the back work, if you haven't done the side work.
And I think it's really important for people to know, like, even if you're making these great posts, which is great, keep doing them. Even if you're like, gosh, I only got 30 likes or I only got this, it still to this day is so much more on the back burner. It's those private messages. There's so many silent watchers, and it's you opening that door to invite them. I can't tell you how many times I've invited somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you forever and I didn't know if I could do it, or I didn't know. I'm at a place now where I really want to do this. And because I opened that door in a private message, they accepted and then joined in. So don't think that this is just so easy. You make a post and like 100 people come to you. It's really the back burner part of it, which is again why the Success Club tracker is so key. It's all parts of that is going to lead to success. It's not just one versus the other. It's all of it complemented together.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I agree. It really is all those pieces. So one thing that I want this group to know, Coach Launch group to know, anytime that we do a coach launch like this, it's a 3-week series. It's post heavy, it's private message heavy for those reasons of consistency, of getting you just to start showing up and doing it. Last week, we did an awesome power hour that Anita led. If you didn't do that one, I would really go back through it. Anita really talked about like one of her consistency superpowers is birthday invites. I know Heidi, I know your superpower with that. I know Jessica, your superpower is one of those. And I realized as Anita was walking us through it, I was like, oh my gosh, all of these people that like have almost all the people that have recently signed up with me were somebody that I literally just sent a birthday message to like 2 years ago. And I sent them another birthday message a year ago, and I sent them another birthday message this year. And then all of a sudden they're finally like, hey, what is it that you do? Because I hadn't like taken that next step of actually inviting them, but at least I was a kind human being and they started following along with my stuff. So it's a long haul game for some of us, and it's a consistency thing. So figure out what it is that like you can connect with other people on and go for that, and birthday messages are just one of the easy ones. One of the things that we are doing this week and that we'll always do on week 3 of a coach launch is I will do a product webinar. So this is me going to share a little bit about webinars. When you plug into a webinar with other coaches that they're leading, it is a very easy way for somebody else to talk about the product, for somebody else to share about the company, for somebody else to share what it is that you're trying to say as a new coach, but haven't quite figured out how to say it. Sometimes this works really well because what you're doing is you're inviting your customers to take a look. So everybody that you have been messaging these last couple weeks that you've been talking to in your private messages, if you haven't gotten them signed up yet, it's a really good time now to be like, hey, I would love for you to check out what it is that we're doing. Would you be open to doing this with me? Would you be open to checking out a webinar with me on Wednesday night? That's all you have to say. Something very simple, just like, hey, I know I sent you some recipes the other week. Did you get to try them? Wait for a response. Awesome. Like I do a lot of this with my health and fitness team or with my wellness community, whatever you call yourselves. Would you be open to checking out a little bit more of what we do? Wait for their response. Yes or no. Okay, awesome. If I sent you a link for Wednesday night, a call on Wednesday night that we're hosting, would you be able to hop on it? It's at 8 Central Standard. Yes or no? Okay, yes. Okay, great. Here's the link. So it's literally just little messages to get people to that next step of checking something out. Now, maybe they're like, no, I can't check that out on Wednesday. Well, what have you been talking to them about? Have you only talked to them about nutrition? Have you talked to them about workouts? Have you sent them the sample workout for MBF? Your next step would then be to invite them to whatever it is that would suit them best if you've already been having some of those conversations. So maybe you've been talking to somebody about nutrition because they checked out one of your recipes and they're like, what are you doing? Like, what is this clean eating thing? And then you can just say, I would love to share with you a little bit more about the nutrition programs that we use. If I sent you a video that described, or 2 videos, if I sent you 2 videos that described our nutrition plans, would you check them out? Yes or no? And then you can either send them the form instead of the video, because the form has both videos, and you can just say, look, I'm going to send you this form. It has all, it has a little bit more than just nutrition in it, but the 2 videos are in there, and you're going to see all the other supplements and nutrition support tools that we use. If I sent you that form, would you fill it out? Would you check it out and fill it out? So again, it's just asking permission. If I sent you this, would you this? If I sent you this, would you this? So that's really all that we're doing as coaches. So you're using third-party tools quite often. Another third-party tool that you can use is maybe somebody can't make the webinar. And maybe they're just somebody that you know is not going to fill out a form. Or maybe you've asked them to fill out a form, or you've asked them to watch a video. This is when you can say, you know what? Usually what my coach does is open up her doors to me to help people get started by doing a 3-way phone call. Would that be better for you? And if they're not open to filling out a form or doing a 3-way phone call or checking out a webinar, they're not ready. And that's okay. Put them on a follow-up list for about like 2 months from now, and then just see if they're ready then. But keep sending and sharing with them when you are trying a new fitness program or when you've found a new recipe that you love. Does anybody else, Jessica, Anita, Heidi, you want to add into any of this third-party tool action? How to help people, how to help your new coaches?
Nailed it.
Yeah, I think you did great. I mean, when in doubt, I'll go in the back office if there's ever something that I'm like, oh, I don't feel like I'm up to par on. There's so many resources back there. Like I send the 2B Mindset one a lot right now with our challenge pack. They're literally, you guys, I'm blown away that they are giving 2B Mindset and UPF with this new challenge pack. Like,
yeah.
You don't understand the value in that. And so I am really sending, I love the little video for 2B Mindset. I'll use that resource a lot to send just to give the explanation of what it is. Because I feel like sometimes my words are word vomiting versus the video that just explains it. They see Alana, they hear about the program, they see before and afters. And I agree.
I think our videos are awesome. And I think, you really have to figure out where your strong suit is. So my coach Michelle's strong suit is phone calls. Anita, I know yours is messaging. Like you're really good at just like messaging with people and getting them signed up. Jessica, you're a phone call Zoom person. I'm kind of like in between stuff. I use whatever I feel like works for that person and what my time frame is. Like I literally just found out I'm working Wednesday. I'm not supposed to work Wednesdays, but a girl is like, I just had to cover a shift because somebody's having heart surgery. Like, of course I'm going to help somebody out, So it's just one of those things like, I know now that I can't take phone calls this week. I literally can't do phone calls this week because I'm working Tuesday, Wednesday at the restaurant, and then Thursday I have friends coming in town. And so I know this week, anything that I do is going to be through Messenger. But typically, if I have the option, I really like to hop on phone calls with people. And what I do is I say, usually, and sorry, I just opened up this screen share to show about the webinar, but this is what I would usually say is, okay, usually what I would do is I would have you, pop onto a quick phone call with me. We'll go over some of your goals and we'll go ahead and share my screen so that I can help you pick the pack that would be right for you if you decide to get started. Is that something you're open to? And then if that's what they're open to and they say yes, then I'll say, awesome. Before our call, if you could fill out this form for me, it'll make our call really effective. So that's what I've been doing for the last, many, many months. And it's worked really well for me. Now this week, again, I'm not hopping on phone calls. I'm probably not hopping on phone calls next week because it's Coach Summit and I would like to really just focus on Beachbody Coach Summit activities. So I will be doing stuff like this. So my invites this week are going to look more like whenever I'm talking to somebody about MBF, I actually personally already have a system in place for MBF that I'm having them fill out a very specific MBF form right after they try the sample workout. I'm a forms person. But those that are just like my general people that are just like fitness, nutrition, support, all of it, I am going to ask them, hey, what I do is this Wednesday, I'm actually hosting a webinar. It's called the Beachbody Products and Coaching Event. You're literally just going to learn about what are some of the products that could use to help you. What is Team Beachbody? You can meet a couple of our teammates. Would you pop onto that on Wednesday night? And then if they say, I can, then I'll give them the link. If they say I can't, I'll say, could I just send you, would you want to even watch it, you know, on playback afterwards? Because I might record it. And so that's all I'm doing this week is I'm just, anybody that's not MBF specific, I'm inviting to this. Even if they are MBF specific, I will still let them know about this because they can pop onto this, because I will have a whole section on MBF. Like I will be updating this slide to show MBF because of the fact that those packs come with both of our nutrition programs, Shakeology or Energize and Recover or both. So I'll just share with you this. This is my form right now that I'm using. So this is basically, just so you guys know, this will be something similar to this will be in our graphic. I'll make a better graphic for it, but it's basically just going to show like, hey guys, this month, if you're signing up with us, you're going to want one of these packs because of all the amazing stuff that it comes with. Like for $160, you get 2 nutrition programs, a month of Shakeology, access to the program, and a year access to Beachbody On Demand. Or you can do Energize and Recover, or you could really, if you want the best results, you just need to get the deluxe pack. So we will talk about that on our webinar. We will also talk about just some other products on the webinar and then the coach opportunity. But this is what I've been sending people, and then they're just basically filling this out for me and what flavor they want. And if you guys want this, I can put this in there. I don't have it. I don't think I have Who's Your Coach on here, so I can add that to that if you guys want this. That's just me, you know my brain. But this is the webinar. So if you go to Coach Launch Group and you click on events, this is our webinar for Wednesday. Here's an idea. So there's 2 ideas of how to invite. Hey, what are you up to at 8 p.m. Wednesday? Let them answer. Like these are people that you've been talking to, because you've probably been talking to a lot of people this last week. If they say they're free, say, I'd love to have you as a guest and let you learn about what these programs are, the nutrition, the fitness, and Team Beachbody. Would you hop on if I sent you the link? Simple as that. Or maybe this is better your words. Hey, our team is doing a quick summary of the products, community, and Team Beachbody options, what they're all about on Wednesday. Are you free at 8 p.m. Central to check that out? So again, these are people that you've already kind of talked to about what's going on. So that's really it. Like we just want to simplify things. And there's a form at the end of this where they're literally, it's going to look similar. It's going to look kind of like this form where they literally click on the products that they were interested in. Because I'm going to talk about Energize, Recover, Collagen, the Shakeology boosts. So I'm going to talk about those things, and at the very end, they're given a link, and they can go to that link and they can literally just click on which ones they were interested in. They'll fill out your name, and then you just get in touch with them and you let them know like this pack would be great for you. And for most people right now, the MBF pack is going to be the best fit for them. Does that make sense? To clarify? Yeah, I love that one. I love this webinar. It's like, I mean, I love Doug and Tammy's because I just like other people doing the webinars for me. But I also love this one just because I feel like it's just a little easier for a new coach to just be like, yeah, just pop on there, and then you know, your customer just literally clicks on a couple things at the end of it, and then you know what they want and you know what they need. So that's what we're doing. Let's see, it is now 9:30. We have 10 minutes before this call ends. Do you guys have any questions or any comments before? Because I was gonna just spend a couple of minutes doing some invites for this webinar. No? All right. Let's spend the next 5 minutes going through, and what we're going to do is anybody that you've been having conversations with over this last week, literally just, here, I'll screen share again, do some sort of invite along this same lines of what you see in this group. I'm going to actually open up one other tab that has invites on it, because I know I'm a verbiage person. I think you guys kind of know that about me. You guys know I really like to see what other people are doing verbiage wise. Even though I know I have confidence, I'm just like, Okay. I'll set a timer as soon as I get this situated. I'm getting my screen like doubled, scrolling over there. That way you can see on my faces. We have some images in Coach Launch that I know a lot of people liked, self-included. Actually, there is this other one. I'm gonna grab this one from Melissa Hudgens' thing this morning. There we go. It's opening. I like those birds I'm hearing. I don't know whose house that is, but it's pretty. All right, so I know they're kind of small here. Let me just try to move all of these. Okay, so there are some sample invite ideas of how you could invite today. So the one up here, the image up here is, if you, maybe this one's even just like viewing your stories or your posts and stuff. So we will spend 5 minutes and view.
Pam, how are y'all handling it with the fact that if somebody is interested in MBF right now, because it's just the coaching window and like not the customer window, how are you addressing coaching? Like, are you telling them like, hey, it's coming out this week, but like it's just available for coaches, but it's free to sign up when you get a challenge pack? Or kind of, I guess, I mean, you know me, I'm in my head way too much with this.
You're good.
I go simple on that one, because, and I think this is easy for me because I was a discount coach for 2 years, a discount member, VIP member. I really just tell them the early access is available on the 7th for either our coaches or the VIP discount members, and there's no cost difference. The perk is you get earlier access, and then if they start to like object on, I'll just, you know, explain to them again from my standpoint, hey, this is what I did. Like it locked me in for a 25% discount. I got to try this stuff for 30 days. If I realized I wasn't going to continue ordering anything, then I could just change my membership, and there was no penalties. There was no, you weren't locked into anything at, you know, for a certain time. But usually people will dive in. They end up falling in love with Shakeology and the Energize. Those are probably 2 of our most popular. And then they're already slotted for that 25% discount.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The other thing too that that I'm personally sharing, and I'm hoping Megan will clarify, and maybe you guys have some clarity on this on the National Wake Up Call today, but the VIP boot camps are something that, you know, right now as coaches, like the 4 of us on this screen right now, we're not necessarily like, oh my God, I can't wait to be in a VIP boot camp, because we're like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Do I really have time for another thing? But if I have to look at it from this, I had to change my mindset around this, because I loved the 80-day obsession boot camp, but it took a lot of my time because Autumn did like live videos every single day, and I was like trying to be all in with it. And I realized, you know what, if I wasn't a working coach with all these other things, I would have found that to have been so exciting. Like if I could have started my Beachbody journey and done, so I started with 21 Day Fix. If Michelle would have been like, hey, Tamara, you're going to get your 21 Day Fix program. And then that trainer girl that you see on the TV, she's actually doing a Facebook group just for you and some other people that decided they wanted to join in on this VIP launch. And so you can actually go into that Facebook group and you can ask questions in there, and she might even address you individually. Would you be interested in doing that? So that's the other thing that you can like promote to people is when they have that, like, a lot of people, like I would be freaking, and I am stoked about it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not stoked about it. It's just one of those, like, it's like the celebrity factor has worn off a little bit as we've gotten older in the business. But I still I'm still stoked for Megan's. And so I can legitimately be like, hey, if you want to join in as a coach, it's pretty cool because Megan's going to be doing a boot camp just for those that want to join in early with the coach op, and you actually get to be in a group with Megan, and you can actually ask her questions, and it's possible that she'll address you independently. Would that be something that would benefit you? But I really love that you're slotted in for the 25% discount. If you don't want it in the future, you can cancel it at any time. And then just being like, and if you don't want that at all, we can always just wait until the end of the month, and you can sign up in July, at the end of July, and you'll start off with a boot camp that I'm going to start in August after everybody gets their program materials in place. So I hope that helps, Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know we have 7 minutes left on here. I'm going to cancel because we only had 1 minute left on inviting, but we are going to invite. I'm forcing all of us to invite for 5 minutes because I know none of us want to. Or maybe I'm speaking for myself. For myself. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to do some video messages. All right, y'all. We are at our 5-minute mark. So I hope that the inviting went well. I know for me, I honestly didn't get that many invites in. I think I only got 2 in that 5 minutes. So just know that that'll sometimes happen, because what I did is I went back to one of my last posts. It was a side-by-side transformation that was very specific to MBF. I realized I've already invited almost all the people that had engaged on that post. So I was looking for those that I hadn't yet invited. Those that have engaged, that I've already invited, I'm just gonna do a love bomb connect with later today. So, and then, or a follow-up if I have already invited them to MBF and given them the sample. So anyways, I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day. I will see you on Wednesday night for the product and opportunity webinar. Bye guys.